Hey, what's going on, guys? Josh from TrailBuilt. Hope you guys all had a very happy New Year's. Today, we're gonna be doing something just a little bit different. We're gonna be doing a reaction video. Zach, our videographer, who's right behind the camera here, picked out all these videos that we're gonna review with you guys, and I'm basically gonna do a walkthrough, sort of like my reaction on these videos and just kind of walk through some of the stuff that's going on. So we're just gonna go through, review these, give you guys some feedback on these videos and some reactions, and just have some fun with it. So with that said, I suppose let's go ahead, let's get started. She's smoking a little bit. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, yeah, that didn't look like it was a whole lot of fun. So it just flipped over backwards. A little too much throttle. Now, it's funny because there's always a variance with how it feels being inside the vehicle compared to how it looks on the outside of the vehicle. And I think a lot of times we're always so quick to say, oh, well, you should have let off the gas, or maybe just threw it in neutral, or whatever the case may be, let it roll backwards. But sometimes you don't always feel exactly where you're at, especially when you're facing straight up and down. So I'm just gonna play this one over real quick again. It was a short video, but looks like he's got plenty of traction. Max's tires on there. Yep. The passenger's first reaction was to stick his hand out the window to hold on. Probably don't want to do that. Keep your hands inside the vehicle. And I think the only thing that may have prevented them from going up, over, and backwards is just a little bit lighter on the throttle. And who knows, maybe there's a lot of weight in the back of this thing or something like that, and once you get it stood up, you're out of control there. But I think if they maybe just walked up it just a little bit slower, and it may be hard to do that too with a manual transmission, which is probably what this is, because you're clutch, brake, and gas, and we all know we don't have 3 feet, so maybe a lower gear could have helped walk or crawl up that hill a little bit more. But then again, who knows, maybe he's just on it, in it to win it, and didn't give a shit and hold on for dear life. All right, let's move on to our next one.
Okay, I think that'll work. Forward. Go, 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 go,
looks like
go,
a
go, go, go,
overlanding
straight,
built Tacoma here.
Okay, stop, stop, stop.
Oh, what the hell? So the bumper just folded.
That was the whole bumper.
It didn't come off, it just like... Oh, I know which video this is. How this is the donut guys.
Want me to get you off that?
Okay,
Joe,
all right.
Get it.
I do remember seeing this actually a while back now. I think right after they posted this video. But the bumper, it like hinges or something like that. I'm not quite sure what's even causing that. If there was a couple of bolts that were forgotten to be put in, that may have caused it to hinge. But you usually have 2 things that happen: is something breaks, the bumper comes off completely, or one side or the other comes off. But I'm guessing they probably forgot to put a couple of bolts in, some very crucial points to keep the bumper all the way on, and that's probably what happened here. I'm gonna watch this one more time here. I want to see.
Okay, I think that'll work. Forward.
Okay, so they're anchored down. Their winch line is anchored down.
Straight, straight.
It looks like there's
Okay,
some
stop, stop,
confusion.
stop.
Oh, well, okay, so yeah, they drove over the anchor
That
point
was
with the winch
whole
line,
bumper.
past that anchor point, and it basically just ripped the bumper straight down and
My truck
backwards.
just broke their bumper off.
While the spotter was
get you off
was
that?
trying to
Joe,
tell him
I
to stop,
get
he
it.
just kept
I
going.
am
So I think there's a little miscommunication
I'm
there.
at a loss for words. Oh my God.
Oh, I see he's got Icon suspension, so that's pretty cool. I think we might just have to make a trip out to, I think they're located in California. Maybe go show the donut guys how to do some off-roading. All right, so moving on, our next one. Okay, I recognize where this is because I was literally just going through some photos from when we were out in Moab this year for Easter Jeep Safari, and this is definitely Hell's Revenge, which I'm sure has been a hot spot for a number of crazy incidences. So I'm curious to see what's gonna happen here. We'll go ahead and hit play. Looks like we got a Lexus GX 470 right away on his side already, up against the hill. Now he's rolling backwards, rolling back. Okay, so he's, oh shit, yeah, oh. Youch, oh. Wow. That's not good. Sorry to laugh. I'm not trying to laugh, but Yeah, so he tips up, goes on his side, and then just like that, starts rolling backwards. So I'm guessing some either mechanical failure, brakes, or like I said, I know that the Toyotas or Lexuses do have that safety feature where if you're in drive and you start rolling backwards, the engine kills. But either way, regardless, it's always important, obviously, to fully check your vehicle, inspect your vehicle before going out to any situations like this or any major like off-road areas like this, which I'm sure they have, not saying they didn't, but it is always important and crucial to do a thorough maintenance on your vehicle, a pre-trip inspection, just make sure everything's in full working condition. And like I said, not saying that they weren't, but regardless, it should always be done. All right, so our next one here, now this looks like it's Disney, Oklahoma off-road area, possibly. We got a silver Jeep on the front. Let's go ahead and play this. All right, so he's crawling up driver's side. Wow, it's got a Rubicon, looks like a JKU. Spinning the tires. Looks like some Cooper STT Pros on there, heating them up. All right, getting them sticky, getting some traction underneath them. There we go, he's got it locked. Yeah, nice. I'm gonna go ahead and play this again here. Now it looks like he's got intercoat boggers on them. Oh, maybe they might be the Mickey Thompson Baja Pro X. The spare tire is definitely a Cooper. So he's on the gas here. So if you're newer or newish to off-roading, you're seeing him spin the tires like this. What it's doing is it's heating up the rubber, giving the rubber that extra adhesion, especially on slippery rocks like this. So it's really getting that extra traction to climb an obstacle like this. Now you don't want to burn your tires off, obviously, unless they're just worn out and you want to put on a good show, but otherwise it does help sometimes to find that traction, to heat up your tires, turn the steering wheel back and forth a few different times to really help find that traction, heat up the tires, get that extra adhesion on the rocks. And sometimes that's all it takes to get up obstacles like this. Now, being a Rubicon, it's got lockers front and rear, so obviously that helps too. But between the traction and the tires, the Rubicon, the lockers, he made that look pretty easy. So pretty cool. That was fun to watch. Oh, this is Joe JLU. You know how I know? I can see his sticker on the back of his Jeep. All right, let's see what Joe's up to here. It's a good looking Jeep. I like that. We got a spotter in here. I see hands waving around in the shadows. Oh, looks like, okay, so we dropped down a little bit into a crevice here. So scissoring the wheel, trying to find some traction. And the rocks are all full of snow. I'm sure that's going to make it a little bit more precarious here. There we go. All right, looks like we're finding the right line. So just got the passenger side up on that rock there. Now time for the, wow, look at that. So we got the driver's side up. Almost just walked right up it. Pretty much just walked right up it. Okay, now he's spinning a little bit here. Looks like he's high centered. Kind of like a turtle on a fence pole, but a little turn of the wheel. Little blip of the throttle, and boom, he's through that. That was nice. So a couple things here. Obviously having a spotter definitely makes a huge difference. And I know Joe, by the way, we definitely appreciate all of your support with TrailBuilt. Saw your sticker right on the hood of the Jeep here. So pretty cool. Joe's been a longtime supporter of TrailBuilt and helps us out quite a bit with some content. And you guys follow us on the Instagram, TrailBuilt_offroad. You'll see Joe's Jeep on our IG channel quite a bit as well. Takes some banger photos, has an awesome looking Jeep. So definitely appreciate that, Joe. So let's walk through this again real quick. So okay, so we fall in this crevice here. And it looks like, at this point, it's like, oh crap, like, how are you gonna get out of that? He's scissoring the wheel in there, the spotter's directing him where to go here. So backs up just a little bit. Now is gonna get his passenger side up on this rock. He's got the Toyos on there, or Niddle Trail Graphics. Nice, so he makes it up on the passenger side there. Now it's the driver's side turn, walks right up it. That's nice. It's got the armor all underneath, the rockers. Pretty cool. That was fun to watch. Nice driving, Joe. That was pretty cool. That was, it looked like at first like it was not, like you were not gonna make it through there, and then just like that with the right spotter, the right line, the right traction, everything works together. Was able to get right through that. So now, what do we have going on here?
It is not a Jeep. That's why the title says Jeeps and 4x4.
Ooh, what the hell is it going? What is going on here? Okay, so
I know.
looks like we had a couple guys in the back holding onto some straps to act as the anchor. Oh, the one guy looks like he hit the ground pretty hard. So it looks like the driver, I don't know why, maybe nervous or something like that, but pops the clutch, and the two anchor guys that were supposed to be holding down the back of the Samurai to keep it from flipping over, well, they just got yanked along. The one guy just hit the ground flat, face first on the ground. The other guy goes flying into the water. He hit the ramps. From the way the thumbnail looked, or the beginning of the video looked, it did not look like the Suzuki was gonna hit those ramps. It looked like he was gonna be off, but he's lined up. He hits the ramps. He just hit it too hard. Popped the clutch, went just flying straight in there.
Jeeps and 4x4.
And the other two guys, yeah, oh boy. So I'm sure the guys in the back were obviously acting as anchors, hold the back end down to keep it from flipping over, and the driver probably, maybe his foot slipped off the clutch pedal, or maybe he was just nervous, but he obviously popped the clutch right off the bat, too much momentum, goes flying in there, drags the two guys with. At least he's got a snorkel. I mean, yeah, in case the water was deep, but. All right, moving on. Ooh, oh, okay. Oh, that's never good. Hits it let's see what, he's got a nice roll cage on there, which is great. It's good to see that. So so front end slides over, climbing this hill. Driver's side tires grab and boom, over he goes. So obviously something like that can happen in just a instant, and I don't know if there's really much you can do about it. Yeah, it slides and he knows it's losing traction, hits the brakes, tries to do something, but it was already, at that point, even hitting the brakes, or I don't know if he could have maybe thrown it in neutral. If that would have been, I mean, he was already kind of, the momentum was carrying him over on his side right away, but this could happen. It happens just so fast. You're going up a hill, everything's going great, a little shift to the front end, and boom, you're on your top, just like that. Yeah, that's a tricky situation. Obviously, not being in the driver's seat, you can't really say exactly what happened, but it just looks like a little bit of loss of traction on the front end, slipped over, and that's it. Momentum carried it over on its top. Next one, oh boy. So this next one, I already know what this, I was here, so I know exactly what happens, but so this next one is when we went up to Upper Michigan to the Keweenaw Peninsula to attend, our friend Cindy Pope puts on this KOAR event every year, KOAR. It's the Keweenaw Overland Adventure Retreat. It's just a bunch of off-roaders from the Midwest that get together, have fun. We go obviously camping, but then we go hit the trails up in the Keweenaw, do some exploring, check out all the cool stuff that is up in that area. And this was on our last day. We were leaving. Actually, this was on our way home. We decided to stop in the city, the little town called Gay, Michigan, where they have this huge, ginormous beach made out of these sand pilings from mining, and this is where they put it. They took all these minings and pilings, or whatever it's called, and they dumped it on and made this huge man-made beach. So before we could even get the camera equipment out, Nick goes blasting through one of these puddles, except for it wasn't really, I mean, it had water in it, but it wasn't really as much of a puddle as it was this just wicked, soupy, quicksandish sort of mud hole. I mean, he went in maybe 50 feet, and it just, the weight of this Ram power wagon just dropped it down like a boat anchor, and he sunk and high centered and was hung up on the frame, the axles, and it was just this thick, gooey, almost clay-like sort of mud, so it was not an ideal situation. And so we ended up, long story short, we ended up using Zach's Jeep as our winch Jeep. with a 12,000 pound rough country winch on there, and it worked. We put it to the test. We had it smoking, we had to let it cool off, and had it smoking again, let it cool off, but the thing kept on chugging. It was pretty dang impressive. And then we had the Tacoma back there as our anchor. Eventually, slowly but surely, eventually, we ended up getting the Anthem General power wagon out of there. Yeah, that was a fun day. I actually got a sunburn that day. Just soupy thick. I mean, it was gummed up in the tires. We had 2 sets of traction pads with us, and we ended up busting one of them completely in half, and it's actually, half of it is still out there because we could not get it out of the mud. I mean, it was so far down in there, pressed down from the tires of the power wagon, that we could only literally find half of it, and we ended up tearing it to get it out. So it was just crazy. See how much water and everything's in front, so going backwards was the best way, and it was crazy, but we got it out of there. What was gonna be a blast through a couple of water holes ended up being a 6-hour extraction. I mean, it was ridiculous, pretty crazy. But all in all, it was fun. I mean, we had a good time. So other than that, guys, definitely hope you enjoyed today's video. And again, hope you had a great New Year's. And guys, don't forget wheels, tires, suspension, accessories. You can find that all right on our website. That's TrailBuilt Off-Road. And guys, as always, we appreciate all of you for watching and all of your support. I'm Josh from TrailBuilt, and we'll see you guys out on the trails.